Alright guys, we'll be starting in here in just a few minutes. Give people a few minutes to join in here. Stratomatic Delaware's in the house. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, my friend? Welcome to my new setup, my new game here. We have Status Pro Baseball on for tonight. That's right, Status Pro Baseball. So I'm just reviewing a few things before I'm going to talk about it here. I'm doing well, and thank you very much for asking. Hey, just so you know, I will be out of town for a week. We're leaving tomorrow morning for vacation, so we'll be out of here for about a week. I just want everyone to know that, so you can pass the word along to everyone that you come across if they're wondering what happened. I thought the game loomed headache. Looked headache. Headache. I thought the game looked headache. I'm not sure what that means. I thought the game looked like a headache. I don't know. Oh, let's get rid of this. We don't need that. So I'm going to keep this up and available, so we'll see what happens here. All right. So yeah, so you won't be able to come to any of my streams because I won't be live streaming for a week. So we don't come back till next Saturday night. So probably a week from Sunday, we'll be back online. We'll look for you guys then. Hopefully you'll still keep us in mind. All right. So here's my setup here. Looks kind of familiar, obviously, from our payoff pitch. But we're doing something a little bit different tonight. I've been dying to try Status Pro Baseball. So, yeah. So I got to talk about my setup first here a little bit. We've been working hard the last couple days trying to get some stuff for you guys. I actually ended up downloading some card sets. You can get online and download them. A lot of people are currently selling a lot of card sets on like eBay and different websites you go to. You can pick them up pretty cheap. They're between 10 and 15 bucks for a card set, a PDF. They'll ship it to you, and then you can download it. You can get some sets online, as I mentioned, for free. And some of the sets are like really, really well done, and some are not. So unfortunately, we're going to be doing the 2011 season here, and these cards are kind of generic, I guess is the best way to kind of talk about them. Kind of generic, I think, compared to some of the other sets. So if I show you what I'm talking about, that's not the one I want. So let's look at this. So the 2011 card set, obviously, this is what we're playing with. Comes with a ton of players. You can download, cut them out, and have them. You're ready to go. The only disadvantage is there is no lefty-righty split on them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And some of the other ratings are not on these cards. So when you download a card set, or if you're going to order one from somebody, you want to double check and see what version they're using and if they got the lefty-righty split on them. You know, whatever is important to you. Some of the freebies you can download, if we go back into card sets here. So like here's the 1995 World Series, 1955 World Series. You can see the card looks about the same. There are some extra stats on these cards, and obviously this is not a very good scanned image of the cards, so you know that doesn't help very much. But there are extra stats on the cards, from what I can tell. than the cards that I'm using. Let's put it that way. But some of the other ones, like the 1912 World Series, it looks really good. You can tell that. There we go. Was a free download as well. So that's pretty cool. And I think, it's based upon like what version of Status Pro Baseball you're looking at. I actually got on the, what you call it, the Facebook today. And there's this linked, one of the websites I was on linked to the Status Pro Baseball Facebook page. And you can become a subscriber. And usually it takes them a couple hours to approve you or whatever. But they do have on there some downloads. Because obviously the most important thing when we're playing here is to be able to run the fast action cards, and without an ability to run the fast action cards, you're not going to be able to play Status Pro Baseball on your computer. So fortunately for me, there was several of these FAQ flippers on the YouTube. I'm sorry, not the YouTube, the Facebook channel that I've subscribed. They had some downloads. Some updates. I think it's actually run by like the developer of the game, and he had some updates and everything. And you can actually see there's like version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4 of the game out there. So you can download those as well. It's got all the updated kind of information, the new charts, the new everything, blah blah blah. So depending on what version you want to actually play, or depending on what version your cards are, you might need different versions. So I highly recommend you check out the Facebook page for Status Pro Baseball. If you plan on playing, you can either play it, obviously, cards and dice, or you're going to need some kind of a flipper, the FAQ flipper. So I actually got several of the FAQ flippers. They have several of them on their website. And this one seemed to be pretty good. This one's called the Phil's Baseball FAQ Flipper. So that's one option. There's another option that has another different kind of flipper as well. But you can see here I can draw a card, and it'll have us all the information. I can draw another card. I can draw another one, and I keep going through the deck. It'll actually tell me, this one's kind of neat because it'll tell me how many's left and how many I've used. I can then flip the deck. It'll ask me, "Are you sure?" Yes, I want to flip the deck. Then I can shuffle them. Yes, I want to shuffle. And then I can start drawing again. So awesome, awesome. Al, Red Sox fan, is in the house. How you doing today? We're playing some Status Pro Baseball. This will be my first game ever of Status Pro Baseball. I'm just going through kind of my all the work that I've put into this the last couple days, just so I can get you guys some computerized Status Pro Baseball. Am I going to be an expert at this game? Hell no. But I kind of understand the basics. If you are unfamiliar with Status Pro Baseball, I highly recommend you go on to Baseball Demos channel. He's got quite a few videos, and also Tabletop Baseball has quite a few videos on Status Pro as well. Obviously, they play the cards and dice version, but I've kind of obviously adapted whatever I can do to get it to play on the computer for us. So here is the little flipper. There's also, and this is super cool, something I came across the other day, and I figured I would share with you guys. It is called the Dice Rollers FAQ Flippers. So it's www.lewisresearch.com flipper_heaven.html. And basically, there is a link to all kinds of FAQ flippers. So FAQ, for those of you who are not familiar, obviously is the fast action cards. A lot of different games use these fast action cards instead of dice. So if you're playing, say, payoff pitch baseball, you can actually click on this. It'll take you to a little link, and then instead of having to roll and everything, you can actually just use this little flipper instead of their FAQ cards, and it'll have all the different information on it. And of course, we even have Replay Baseball, there are Dugout Steps. There's a whole bunch of different ones here, but it does have the Status Pro Advance as well. So this is just like flipping a fast action card, but the only difference is I can actually do it on my computer as opposed to having to cut out the cards and do it that way. So it just helps me out being able to broadcast that. So Status Pro, Scorecard Baseball, Roster Card Baseball, Replay Baseball, Payoff Pitch Baseball, Inside Pitch even has one. So if you wanted to play Inside Pitch with the cards and dice, but you didn't want to flip the cards, you could do it this way. Dugout Steps, Box Seat Baseball, and Ballpark Baseball. There's also there's soccer, there's hockey, there's football, basketball, bowling, cricket, grid zone, and racing. The only reason I'm not using this one is because I came across the other flipper that I can actually use on my computer here that's in an Excel program and works pretty good. So that's that. This is, like I mentioned, this will be my first game of Status Pro Baseball. So don't expect me to be an expert. Obviously, we have the matchups here. Over here is San Diego's pitcher, and then down here will be St. Louis Cardinals players. Over here will be the St. Louis pitcher, and San Diego will be down here. And then once we do the plays, it'll either be on the left side or the right side, depending on who's at bat. What else do we need to know about? That's probably about it, I think. Oh, yes. So there is all kinds of super cool new charts. We'll be using these charts. Again, this is something you can download with the new edition if you become a Facebook subscriber to Status Pro Baseball and you're interested. There's a base runner advancement chart. There's an error chart. There is an injury table, defensive strategy table, pitcher reduction table, a hit and run chart, a base stealing chart, sacrifice bunts and squeeze plays, and the all-important out chart. We'll be using these charts pretty much all the time. Then, so you had to set this up on your computer like Payoff Pitch. Yes, that's exactly right, Al. Had to set this up pretty similar to Payoff Pitch. Payoff Pitch, I'm using dice, and Status Pro Baseball doesn't use dice. There is a version. I finally found it. I was looking for it and looking because I knew there was a version you could play without the cards. You could play with the dice. But yeah, so I ended up. I was going to just try to use the dice because that works obviously really good on the computer. But since I got the charts, yes, charts, lots of charts that you use quite a bit. So if you're not a chart baseball player, you probably won't like this game, but it runs pretty smooth, pretty quick. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how it goes. You guys can let me know if you're interested in seeing more. If you're not, we could go and try something else. So I'm into really trying to get some more season files that have all of the different splits on them, as I was going through earlier. That's not what I'm looking for. There's all kinds of different seasons you can download for free. If you order some online, you can get them for probably around $10 to $15 for the PDF version. You'll have to print them out yourself. Here you see this has the 2007 card set. This has got the lefty-righty splits. So if we actually show you the difference in the cards, let's just make it not so big so you guys can see this. So you can see, oops, god damn it. You can see over here, if we compare it to Ryan Therian here, he doesn't have any lefty-righty split. His is just a generic setup. So this is kind of like version 2, I guess. You can see here, this has actually got the lefty-righty split on these cards, which is awesome. Really awesome. So this is a 2007 series. So probably if I'm going to play another game, I would do the 2007 season just because of the lefty-righty splits. There's a couple of seasons that I actually downloaded that have them, but not all the free downloads. No matter what I like to listen to, you're talking about and playing games ID. uh, anyways, I guess we'll get started. Again, that might be going a little bit slow because I'm not 100% sure on everything. One thing I did notice that if you actually look at, if we draw a fact here, you'll notice that the out here does not list anything with an asterisk. If we actually look at the fast action cards that actually you can download and get, these are the actual fast action cards. You see almost all of them come with an asterisk at the end of it, which means anything with an asterisk means you check for a error. So I was reading online, and I think what they've done now is because like almost all the checks, not all of them, but almost all of them, come with an asterisk. And again, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know. I think now with the new version, you basically check anytime a play comes off the batter card, you check for an error. If it comes off the pitcher card, you don't check for an error. So I think that's why there's actually no asterisks here anymore, because I think it's just a known, or not a known thing, but a kind of a new kind of update to the game system, I guess. All right, so let's get to work here. So this is San Diego versus St. Louis. It is March 31st, 2011. We're going to be looking at the 2011, not only because it's the best baseball season ever. I mean, like, how many seasons has there been of baseball? 160 some odd years of baseball. 2011 was the best season ever. But because I just happened to, that was the newest season that I had actually downloaded. So there we go. That's why we're playing. And of course, if we're going to start, we're going to play with the Cardinals first. And the first game against the St. Louis Cardinals, first game of the season, was San Diego had a 3-game series against St. Louis in St. Louis. So that's why that's set up for today. All right, so here's the way that's played. If you've never played before, I'm just going to give you basic tutorials. I am not an expert. You want to see how it's played, you want to watch it thoroughly explained, go to Baseball Demo, his YouTube channel, or Tabletop Baseball. I'm just going to give you the basic overview. So Chris Carpenter here, he is a starting pitching of 15. You can see that number I actually added here. Tim Schaefer is a 14, so these numbers here. Anytime they give up a hit, a walk, or a run, you can drop that number down so you know how close they are to ineffectiveness, basically. So when you pull a fast action card, the first card you draw, which will just hit draw. Boom. First thing we do is the only thing we look at, we don't look at anything else on the card other than the PB number. The PB number tells us whether or not we're going to be looking at the pitcher's card or we're going to be looking at the batter's card. Each pitcher is rated in a PB value, which stands for pitching something. Pitching base, maybe. And you can see here Chris Carpenter is 2 to 7. So if this number is a 2 to 7, then it'll come off of his card. If it's higher than 7, it'll come off the batter's card. So in this case, we rolled a 6. 6 is between 2 and 7, so we would use Chris Carpenter's card for this at bat. And so that's the first thing you do. The second thing you do then is draw another card. Ding! And that's the RN number, and you ignore everything else. You look at just the RN number. That's a random dice roll. These are D8s system, so it's 2 D8s. You can see on the card here, everything goes from 1-1 to 8-8 is the most. You will notice there are no 9s and 10s because it's a D8. So you can actually play this with 2 6-sided dice and 2 8-sided dice if you are interested in just using without the fast action cards if you want to just play with dice. So this RN number is a 62. We know we're going to look at Chris Carpenter's card because that's what we saw with the PB number. So 62, and we look for number 62, and that's his out, 48 to 88. So we know that Will Venerable made it out, and now we find out what kind of out it was. We draw another card, so draw a card. And we look at Will Venerable. He is an LN, so he's a left-handed normal hitter, LN. So we look at LN, and it tells us he flied out to right field, F9. And then we check for error on the next card and find out whether or not there was an error made on, I'm sorry, because it comes from the pitcher card. We do not do that. Do not check for an error when it comes off the pitcher card, just the batter's card. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So we will flip the deck so we get everything back in there. Yep, flip the deck. We want to shuffle. Yes, we want to shuffle. All right, so here we are. We are in St. Louis Busch Stadium. Matchup today between the 2011 San Diego Padres against the 2011 St. Louis Cardinals. The lineups for today are San Diego, Will Venerable, Jason Bartlett, Orlando Hudson, Brad Hopp, Ryan Ludwig, Chase Headley, Cameron Mabrin, and Nick Hudley. And then the pitcher has their own little card. And you're supposed to have that number. If we look at, say, card sets again, if we go back to this 2007, let's look at the pitchers here. The pitchers should have their pitching card number they use on it, or they'll actually have the stats on it, depending on which version you're playing with again. Somewhere on these cards. I'm not sure which one it is, actually. RR maybe? No, that wouldn't be it. Anywho, these cards, the cards I'm actually playing with, don't have the pitcher's number card on it. So I just decided we're going to give card number 1 to all the pitchers. So both pitchers will be just using card number 1 straight down this line right there, I guess. There's supposed to be some kind of sheet if you like get a season series. There's supposed to be a baseball reference sheet that tells you which pitchers use which card, and also like a ballpark card. So if you have to roll on the ballpark, I couldn't find either one of these, so hopefully we won't need them. We'll just have to make it up and see what happens. Anyway, so that's that. All right, so here we are, top of the first, Chris Carpenter and Will Venerable. Let's draw a card and get the game on the way. Here it comes. So it's a 7, so 2 to 7. So Chris Carter will get this. We're going to draw another card, and that's a 53. 53 is an out, so Will Venerable is out. And we draw to find out what kind of out. Again, he's a left normal. Left normal, it's just a G4A. So ground ball to second. 1 away. Due up. That's how quick it can go. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm liking the computer version because it can really make things fly through. We'll see how it goes. So next batter, we're going to draw. We're going to look at the PB number. Here we go. It's a CD. So CD, when CD comes up, is interesting. So what we have to do now is we're going to draw another card, and we're going to find out with the CD right here. So we're going to draw another card and look at the CD value based on the hitter. So the CD is an RN. The RN is here, so whatever position goes there. So let's draw another card. It's catcher. So we're going to look and see at the catcher what his CD rating is. CD stands for, let's see, where is the CD? I have to get my charts back out. Hang on a second. I had closed them, not sure why. Error chart, no, that's not it. Base ceiling, that's an out chart. All right, so I don't have that one. I didn't actually save that one, but we have us a CD chart, right? So we look at the CD charts, and in this case, it's a catcher. And I'll have to zoom in a little bit for you guys here because the text is probably really small on your screen. But we know it's a catcher. We just looked at the catcher, so we got to find out the catcher's value, and we will do that as soon as I can move all these other screens out of the way. Tim Carroll, hello, Tim Carroll. How are you? So we look at St. Louis here. Catching, of course, is going to be Yadier Molina. We look at his CD value is 1. All right, so his value is 1. And we compare that on the chart to the catchers. He's a 1, and so we're going to roll in this column, and all we got to do is we just got to get a new RN number. So we're going to draw a card, and we'd roll to 42. So roll to 42, so we're going to look at 42, 1, and 42. So that's this line right here. Catcher slow out of the box, infield single, runners advance 1 base. So Yadi's didn't quite see the pitch, and Jason Bartlett gets down to first base. When you're trying to steal, Higher Ground Gaming, we are playing some, believe it or not, Statis Pro Baseball here. Thanks for joining us, Higher Ground Gaming. Hello, hello, everyone. Ken Castro's in the house. How you doing, Ken Castro? Oh no, Al's the moderator. Let's cause some ruckus. Al Higher Ground Gaming says we're in the top of the first. Jason Bartlett just got himself a hit. Yadier Molina could not get the CD, which stands for clutch defense. CD, clutch defense. Yadi was not clutch on that play, so Jason Bartlett got to first. Basically, to steal bases in this game is the OBR, on base running. And he's a D, which is not very good. Is this my homemade version? Pretty nice. It's, well, I guess you could say it's my homemade version. Yes, yeah. A lot of this stuff I downloaded off the internet. Obviously, the season file, the flippers, and the charts, and all that stuff. So, Ken Castro says nice layout. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. So Bartlett's on first. He's not going to be trying to steal. So we bring up Orlando Hudson. Orlando Hudson against Chris Carter. 1 away here in the first inning. Runner on first. We're going to draw us a new action card. It's an 8. 8 is outside of Chris Carpenter's value. So it's going to come off of the batter's card here. We draw another card. That's a 64. Look at 64. That's an out. So Orlando Hudson made an out. So now we got to find out what kind of out it is. We draw. He is an SN, which is a switch hitting normal power. So SN. Not sure why the SN isn't there. Again, well, we're just going to call it a RN here, and we're going to draw us a card. The out is a fly ball in the left field, F7. That's going to be 2-way here. Runner on first for Brad Hoppe. Hop? Not sure. So one away, or I'm sorry, two away now. So we draw a new action card here. Oh, we got to check for an error as well. So let's draw a card and see if there's an error on the play. I'm actually going to be flipping through some cards here because I want to see something. Okay, I'm not going to use this flipper anymore. I think it's set up differently than what I'm expecting. So we're not going to use that anymore. What we will do is we'll have to keep track of the pitchers here. So left, we'll put him as 14. Carpenter was 15. Hang on, guys. Sorry about this. Always something when you first do this that comes up. We're going to go center. We're going to make them a little bit bigger. Maybe size 18. There we go. All right. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. So, yeah, I'm not going to use that flipper. I don't think it's set up for what I'm doing here. So we're going to have to just try something else here. We're actually going to be using our we're going to use the online version. Let's see if this is set up right. If I roll it. All right, that looks a little bit better. I'm not sure why the other one was. The other one was constantly putting errors in there, and errors should come up very frequently. So you can see I'm clicking. It should say no, 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 10, no, 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 no. I mean, once in a while an error should pop up, but not very often. Anyway, so we're going to use this little online flipper. If you were here in the beginning, you would have seen me talk about this. So we're going to use that flipper from now on because it's set up more for what I'm expecting. All right, so I don't know why the other one was doing all that crazy stuff. Anyways, so Chris Carpenter against Brad Hop. Here we go. Ready and go. It's 7. 7 is Chris Carpenter. And we rolled a 61. Chris Carpenter, that's going to be an out. He's an LN. LN is there. So it is a fly ball to left field, and that is going to be one hit for San Diego. Yes, because it was still considered a hit. You like the fat cards? Nice pitch. I use them for payoff pitch. Yeah, I can't use fat cards unless I have some kind of fact flipper. So one hit, that's all they got. No runs. So we're over on this side now. It's going to be Tim Schaefer throwing for San Diego. Due up first for the Carpenters in 2011, Ryan Therrett. I'm just going to go with Therrett. So first thing we're going to do is look at the PB. He is a 2-6. So we're going to roll. It's a 7, so it's going to come off of Ryan Theron. Click it again. It's an 88. That's going to be an out. What kind of out is it? He's an RN. So it is a ground ball hit to second. We're going to check for an error. And it's a 5-10 error, actually. So we got to look at the second baseman today. Second baseman for San Diego is going to be Orlando Hudson. So let's look at Orlando Hudson's card here and see if he makes the play or not. Orlando Hudson, he's second baseman. He's an E1. So you can see this is a E5-10. So unless you're really, really bad, you're not going to be making that as an out. So it wasn't an error on the play, so one away here in the bottom of the first. So we go to a new matchup. Tim Schaefer against Colby Rasmus. The windup in the pitch, here it comes. It's a 9 outside his range once again, so it's going to come off the batter card. That's a 12. That's going to get some work done. That is a 1B7. So it's a single into left field, and Colby Rasmus is on base. He does have an A OBR. That's our on base running. So we can look at the base stealing chart if you're interested, because I might be as well. He is a runner. And if he wants to steal second, here would be the numbers. 11 to 28 is a stolen base and a possible error. 31 to 44 is a hold. And 45 to 48 is a caught stealing and a possible error. So and if it's higher than a 48, we would have to check on the pitcher's hold rating, which, let's see if we have pitcher hold ratings. Doesn't look like these cards have pitcher hold ratings. Unfortunately, like I said, if you joined us in the beginning, these are older cards. They don't have all the new updated information, so... Beatles Eternally's in the house. Whoa, he snuck in when I wasn't looking. So we could still try a steal. That's a pitcher hold rating results. A, B, or C. See, yeah, I don't see any A, B, or C whatsoever on his card, so can't be an A, B, or C. These cards, and it's the only set I've got cut out and ready to go. I don't have, like I said, if you're just joining us, when I decided to use the 2011 because it was the most up-to-date version I had, but the card set does not do me justice compared to, say, when we go and look at, like, the cards from here. You can see there's a lot more values and stuff on them. See if we go to actually pitchers, on the pitchers cards. PBR, PBL. So it's a lefty and righty split there. SR number, RR number is a 0. Throws right-handed, CD value of 4, injury of 1. He is a 34, E7. All right. All right. Well, anyways, we're just gonna. Colby Rasmus. Well, we got to learn how to try to steal, so might as well try it right now. What the hell? What do we got to lose? So Colby Rasmus is going to try and steal. I'm not sure if you have to roll for anything like crazy, like, hey, we actually have the rule book here. We could look at the brand new rule book. Where is it? I think it's system. Nope, that's not it. Let's look at. Here it is. All right, so we can look for. Again, guys, this is my first game ever, so I'm not expecting to be perfect at it. Basic plays, runner advance. We don't care about that. We care about strategies. Sure, stolen base. When a runner attempts to steal second, third, or home, no. Draw an RN and cross-reference it with either the runner's SP rating, the pitcher's hold rating, or the catcher's arm rating. Okay, sure. Follow the instructions in the stealing card. If a double steal, yeah. All right, so let's draw a number and let's see what we get. How hard can that be, right? So, random number for Colby Rasmus is an 18. 18, let's look at the chart here. And 18 is going to be stolen base error possibility. Runner steals the base if the catcher's error rating is in the next FAC error range. Runner takes an extra base and it's an E2. So what does all that mean? Well, that means we're going to be getting a new error check on the catcher. And in this case, for San Diego, it's going to be Nick Hudley. Let's look at Nick Hudley's. He is an E1. Okay. E1. So we're going to roll this and look at the catcher. It's an E3. So it's not an error on the catcher. It makes the throw. Okay. But Colby Rasmus makes it to second base. Anybody out there, Statis Pro experts? Anyone out there played several games, know what they're doing? Hey guys, since a lot of you regulars are here, Stratomedic Delaware, Beatles Eternally, Higher Ground Gaming, Al Red Sox fan, and Ken Castro, and everyone, I will not be around for the next week. We're going on vacation starting tomorrow. So I won't have any live streams until probably next Sunday, a week from tomorrow. I'm sorry, a week from Sunday. So just to let you guys know, if you've been looking around or whatever, I won't have any live streams for a little while. So Colby Rasmus, one away, makes it to second base, brings up Albert Pujols against Tim Schafer. We're going to roll for the PB. It's a 7. It's outside the range of Tim Schafer. They're going to the RN number of 17. That's going to get some work done there. 17, that is a single into center field, a 1B8. That's a 1B8, so we can look at single runner on second. Single to center, runner on, where is this card here? Single to outfielder, runner on second. So we need Colby Rasmus's OBR rating, which happens to be, his OBR is an A. He's pretty quick. So we're going to roll in this chart to find out if he makes it, if he scores, or if he goes just second to third here. So an A, 11 to 58. So we're going to roll a random, or we're going to get a number 1 to 58, and this is a 14. So Colby Rasmus comes in on the RBI single by Albert Pujols. So 1-0 Cardinals. Albert Pujols makes it to first. He's actually an OBR of A as well. Good Lord. I think we'll just leave him on base and go to Matt Holliday and let Matt Holliday hit him in. So yeah, guys, I won't be around for a week, so have some free time without me. All right, so Tim Schafer against Matt Holliday. We'll get the PB number. It's a 9. 9 is outside his range. And random numbers is 16. That, again, is going to be a good number. Usually low numbers for the batters are good, and high numbers are good for the pitcher. So 16 is a low number. That's going to be hit into right field. Now we're going to find out if Pujols goes from first to third. And in this case, he is an OBR of A. So he's on first. It was hit to right field, so we're going to use this chart over here. A, 11 to 68. He goes first to third, so we'll get a random number. That's a 46. So first and third with one away here. The Cardinals have lots of brewing here in the bottom of the first inning against Tim Schafer. We should be keeping track of his SR number. Let me go back here and just, let's see. He was out. Rasmus got a single. That's 1. Pujols got a single and also a score, an RBI, so that's 2-3. Matt Holliday got a hit, that's 4. So he should be down to a 10 already. So these numbers go down every time you get a hit or a walk or a run scores. All right, so that's first and third here for Lance Berkmeister here. PB number coming from Tim Schaefer is a 9 outside his range again. And the RN number is a 74. 74 is going to be an out. And he is an SP. So I guess we'll use the, I don't know why the SP is not there. I don't know if it's a switch hitting power hitter. So, okay, I guess, so he throws right. So Berkman would be hitting from the left hand, so it's going to be a left-handed power hitter. Right, okay, so I get it. I understand now. Sure, that makes sense. So left-handed power hitter, we're going to look at this column right here when we roll the dice to find out where Berkman got the out. In this case, it's a G4. A G4, so we look at the out chart. Out chart here, he rolled a G4. G3, where the hell is G4? Here's G4. All right. And we had runners on the corner. So runners at first and third and the G4. So we cross-reference everything. G4 is right here. So it's a 4-6-3 double play. And the batter from third goes home, but it doesn't matter because the double play is going to end the inning there. So big double play by San Diego. So that's what all this means is you look at the results, find out what the situation is on the bases, and then it'll tell you the out. So this would be a 3-1, and then in the brackets it tells you what happens. So the guy on third goes home, and the guy on first goes to second. Or if you look at this one here, this is a 5-4-3, and the player on third goes home. So that's how that chart's read. If you're interested. So the Cardinals get a run across. Colby Rasmus comes in. They ended up getting 1, 2. Let's see here. Rasmus, Pujols, Holiday, 3 hits. 3 hits on the. All right. So after one complete, 1-0 St. Louis. So we're going back over on this side here. Chris Carpenter against Ryan Ludwig. Top of the second. We are going to roll, and for a PB number, that's a 7, so it's going to be in Chris Carpenter. The roll is a 16, though. A 16 is going to be a single into left field, and that's the second hit allowed by Carpenter, so his number should actually be down to a 13. I forgot to do that for him. All right, so Ryan Ludwig on first. He's a C runner. So we're going to bring up Chase Headley here. We'll get the PV number, which is an 8. It's off of Chris Carpenter, so it's going to be on Chase Headley's card. And the numbers of 41. 41 is going to be a strikeout. So Chris Carpenter gets a big strikeout. 1 away. Cameron Maben. Cameron Maben will get the PB number. It's an 8. Once again, it'll come off Cameron Maben. And it's a 33, which is going to be a home run. So Cameron Maben hits himself a home run going, gone off of Chris Carpenter. And San Diego takes a 2-1 lead here with 1 out in the second inning. I guess I won't add those yet. So second hit of the inning. Brings up Nick Hudley. We'll get the PB number. 7, so it's going to come off Chris Carpenter. And that is a 53. A 53 is going to be an out. It is a 57. I'm sorry, it's a right-handed power. Right-handed power. It's going to be a GX5. So GX5 Little ground ball hit to third and out. So second out of the inning, and brings up Tim Schaefer, who's going to be using card number 1 here. First thing is the PB number is 4. That's in Chris Carpenter. And their RN number is an 82. And they are considered, what are they considered, the pitchers? I would assume they would be considered P. Probably pitchers or have their own thing. Okay, so L4. So he lined out to second base there. If you're keeping score at home, and let's be honest, if you guys are keeping score at home, there's something seriously wrong with you. If you guys all have your scorecards on and you're keeping track of everything, that's what we should do. We should all have a big score party where I run a game and you all score it, and then you send me your little scorecards. That'd be awesome. So San Diego gets 2 more hits and two runs. So I have to really think about this. Carpenter gave up a run. A hit, and then a hit, and 2 more runs. So that's going to be 4. So he's down to 9. And San Diego gets themselves 2 runs, and they take a 2-1 lead. Going in the bottom of the second inning, I know that's going to make Higher Ground Gaming awful giddy. All right, David Freese against Tom Schaefer. Bottom of 2. We'll get the PB number of 5. That's going to be off of Tim Schaefer. 84, it's going to be an out. That's a right-handed power hitter. That's going to be GX5 if you're keeping score, which I am actually not keeping score, so I'm doing it in my head because I don't have the time to do that. So anyways, David Freese is out. That brings up Yadier Molina against Tim Schaefer. PB number 11. It's going to be off Yadi's card. Number's 27. 27's a double into left field. Yadier Molina on with the double. And brings up Skip Schumacher. So that's going to drop him down to a 9 as well. Skip Schumacher, 1 away here in the bottom of the second. PB number of 5 is going to come off of Schaefer, and the RN is a 63. That's going to be an out. What kind of out is it? It is a LN. It's going to be line out 4, L4. Let's look at our out chart and look and see with the runner on second what happens with that L4. I wonder if they can pick him off. L4 runner on second. L4 runner on second is going to be just a 4L. So just a 4 line out, no pick off for the runner or anything. That's 2-way here for our pitcher, Chris Carpenter. Yadier Molina is sitting on second, hoping to get hit. Well, he needs something really low. We need 11, 13, 14, 16, 17, 21. So we'll see what happens here. So first things first, PB number of 7. So it's going to come off the pitcher card. RN number of 37. That's going to be a strikeout. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors. After 2 complete, 2-1 San Diego. That brings up Will Venerable against Chris Carpenter here in the top of the third. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. Chris Carpenter, 9 is coming off of Will's card. That's a 44. 44 is a strikeout. 1 away. Jason Bartlett against Chris Carpenter, 7 off of Carpenter. 14 is going to be a single. So Jason Bartlett on with the single. Drop him down to an 8 with the single there. He doesn't have much stealing, so Orlando Hudson, PB number is going to be a 6. That's a Chris Carpenter Number 35, that's going to be a strikeout, second out of the inning. Brad Hop. Brad Hop. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 7, so off of Carpenter. RN number 44, that's going to be a walk. So runner on first and second, two-way here for Ryan Ludwig, walks. So that's going to knock him down to a 7. Ryan Ludwig, runners on first and second, two-away here, top of 3. This game goes really, really fast. I mean, literally, when you're just PB, drawing a number, flipping up, boom, 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 you can get them going really, really fast. It slows down a little bit when there's runners on base because you got to check the charts. If I had the printout of the charts, I could probably do it a little bit faster for you guys. I'll have to do that next time if I had a copy of the charts here with me. But man, I mean, you can just boom, 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 boom. All right, yeah, we forgot to check for some errors too. I'm used to seeing the little exclamation mark, but anyways, Ryan Ludwig is up. Is that? Yeah, Brad Hop was out. So Ryan Ludwig, runners on first, runner in second, two-away. Here we go. PB 9, so it's coming off of Ludwig. RN 72. That's going to be an out. What kind of out is it? It is a fly ball into left field. And if it was FD7, let's say there was only one out, FD7, that's when we would check our out chart, because that FD7 would tell us what's going to happen with the other runners. If we look at FD7, which is way down here, and we had, say, runners on first and second, that's going to be right here, first and second. So in this case, it would, if there was only one out, it'd be a fly ball in left field, out, and then there's 2 asterisks, 2, 3. So you look at that, and it says that if the base runner was an A or B, if it was an OBA of A or B, the guy in second would go to third on the play. So that's how. But in this case, that was the third out, so it's not going to matter. So it's going to be, let's see, they got one more hit. No runs across. Going in the bottom of the third. And coming up is Ryan Therian. Therian? Not sure. Here we go. Bottom of 3. Ryan Therian, top of the lineup. So PB number 7. So it's going to be on Ryan's card. Number 81, that's going to be an out. And, if you're keeping score, you could actually, if it's just an out, since I'm not even keeping score, I'm keeping score, but I'm not keeping like a score on the lineup card. I'm not even going to waste time doing that. So I could just go on to the next player, boom, boom, right? Colby Rasmus, PB number is going to be on Schaefer, 36. 36 is going to be a strikeout, 2 away. Albert Pujols, PB number of BD. So BD is batter, what is it? Batter something or other. It's not batter defense. It's like batter something. I forget what it stands for. But basically, this is like clutch hitting, just like the clutch defense. This is a batter clutch offense, I guess, is the way to do it. But you only do this when there's runners on base. So if this comes up, I think you just ignore that, move and retry. So Albert Pujols against Tim Shaver. That's 9. He's coming off of Pujols. Number is 78. That's an out. So 1, 2, 3 inning. And nothing going there. You can see how fast these innings can go back. It can go really quick. Boom, 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 boom. If I was keeping score, if I had my little printout with my lineup and everything, which I might have to do, these games can go by really, really quickly. That's one of the things I think like about the game. It's like boom, boom, resolve it, boom. Find out. Oh, you know what? I got to remember that we're not checking for errors. So, like Pujols, when he hit it, even though it was an out, you flip up the next card and you look to see if it says error yes. So we have to remember to do that from now on, because that's important. Because, I mean, it's an out, but the guy could make an error on the play, right? So, anyways, let's see. Who's up here for San Diego? It's going to be Chase Headley against Chris Carpenter. PB number 9, so it's coming off of Headley. RN number 33. 33 is going to be a double to lead it off into right field. Let's see if there's an error on the play. Flip the next card. Error is no. So it's a double for Chase Headley. So that's going to drop Carpenter down another notch. He's down to a 6. All right, that brings up the Cameron Maben. Beatles Eternally says, one of the things I love about Statis Pro was its speed. My friends and I spent many hours playing it at a university. Really a game I love and miss. Well, you don't miss it because we're going to be playing it here on my channel, hopefully. I'm going to work on getting some more things set up to make it a little easier for us. But, you know, when we played that first payoff pitch game, it wasn't like super quick and fast and awesome. But I think, you know, this is my first game ever if you're just joining me. So, I mean, once I get the rules down a little bit better, you start learning things a little bit easier. So Maben's on, or Maben's up. Double by Headley. Chris Carpenter wind up in the pitch. Here's the PB number 6. So it's coming off of Carpenter. It's a 43. That's a strikeout of Maben. One away. PB number here is 6. So coming off of Chris Carpenter. Hudley, 44 is going to be a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts. That's two-way for Nick Hudley. PB number 9, so it's coming off of Hundley. RN number 28, that's not good. That's not good. That's a double. Run scores. That's going to drop him down 2. 1 for the hit and 1 for the score, so he's down to 4. And the two-way here, Hudley's on second. That brings up the pitcher. They should have intentionally walked him. All right. Find out where it's coming off of here. It's coming off of 7. It's coming off of Carpenter. RN 63 is going to be a walk. So the pitcher with the walk. And Carpenter's coming unglued here. What's up with this? So runners on first and second for Will Venerable. PB number of 9, so it's coming off of Will Venerable. And the RN is 35. That is a strikeout. So Carpenter strikes out the side but gives up 2 more hits and a run. And San Diego takes a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. And that might be about it for Chris Carpenter. He's only got 3 left. All right, so due up for Matt Holliday, Tim Schaefer, PB number 9, so it's coming off of Holliday. RN number 57. That's a walk. So Holliday's aboard. He's got an OBR of A. He could try to steal, but in this case, he'll let Lance Berkman do the job. PB number coming up. Defense is going to play just normal. It's an 11, so it's coming off of Berkman. RN number 67. That's going to be an out. Now, this is going to be important what kind of out it is. He is a switch hitting power. So we did this last time. He's a right, so he's going to be batting left, so it's going to be a left power. And we're going to look at the out here, right there. We're going to find out what it is. It's an FD9 play. So with the runner on first, we're going to look at the FD9. And we had a runner on first. So we look at this chart right here. So it's a fly out to right field, and there's a 1, 2, 3 asterisks, and the 3 asterisk says, is that 3 asterisks or 4? Looks like 3 asterisks, yes. So it says A, B, or C runner advances on the play. So Matt Holliday is an A, so Matt Holliday makes it from first to second. It's deep in the corner, so he takes off and goes to second on the play. I want to just, well, I got a lot of these open, don't I? Don't need like 6 copies open. I just want to double check that's the OBR. Okay, it is the OBR. 3 asterisks, A, B, or C only advances. All right. Excellent. The D, I think, represents how far it was hit into. Like, I think that's what that means. Because you have just like an F9, and then there's like the FD9. I think D means deep. Fly out deep to 9 instead of just a regular 9. So you notice if it was been just a regular 9, the runner in first, nothing happens. The FD9 means it's deep enough that the runner can go from first to second. So 1 away. We do have to check on an error as well. So, because it come off the batter's card. So is it an error? No error. Okay, so makes the play. So 1 away. Matt Holliday is on second there. Lance Berkman flies out deep right field, almost off the wall. That brings up David Freese 1 away. And the windup in the pitch, here comes. PB number is 4, so it's coming off of Schaefer. RN number 72, it's an out. What kind of out is it for Freeze? He's an RP, so that's going to be an F8. F8, I think, is going to be just a normal. F8, runner on second. Yeah, you see that? So F8 is just a normal. And FD8 would have been where he could have advanced from second to third base. So now that we played that and we know that, that's something that'll help speed the game up because it's like, oh yeah, I know that. I know that result, right? Yes. So that's 2 away. Oh yeah, we have to check for an error. Error is no. So no error on the play. All right, so 2 away. Still, Matt Holliday waiting for someone to hit him in. Here comes Yadier Molina. The PB is a BD. There is a runner on. So BD. Let's look at the rule book, shall we? Because I think it says something about said. I don't need that. I got too many windows open, too discombobulated. You guys are giving me too many discombobulations. All right, so here's the rule book. That's another one I have open now. Oh my gosh. All right, so we are looking for the reading and the BD. Clutch hitting with men on base. Chart at the bottom of the batter's card will have an RN range. If runners on base, draw a new RN and consult the DB charts. Any hit will score, blah, blah, blah. If out, if there are no runners on base, draw a new PB. Yeah, okay. So there are no things on our auto cards here. So hopefully, do they have a chart? Because our cards do not have them. Base running. Let's see. That's the base running advancement. That doesn't have. No, I don't think that have it. Your vaccinations against discombobulations are current, so it's not his fault, Beetle Eternally says. Nice one. That's a good one. And I can't even believe you actually spelled all that right. Vaccinations against discombobulations. Wow. That's pretty good. So we got to find a DB something or another, right? Or I'm sorry, a PB. Wouldn't be the base stealing, would it? Let's see. Base stealing. No, not there, my friends, not there. Hmm. See, like for example, if you look at these cards, you can see, I mean, the difference in the cards is just amazing. You can see, like, here's the card I have, and then there's this one. This has got lefty righty splits, and then it also has down here is their BP number, plus it also has, I don't know, some other information over there on that side. So don't get cheap with your cards, my friends. You want to get the good, decent cards because it makes the game so much better. Yeah, I don't see. So we're just going to ignore the BD, I guess. If a BD comes up and the hitter gets a hit, we'll just give him like an extra base. So a single will turn into a double into a triple into a home run. So that's what we'll do because I don't know. These don't have any BD ratings, so we'll just roll again. 7. This one's coming off of Yachty's card. RN number is 14. 14's a single. And 1B7 in the left field. We're going to give him a double, though, because he's working on the BD, clutch performance. So Yadier Molina comes in with the clutch performance. Coming home is going to be Matt Holliday. So he's actually going to drop 3 because I forgot to give the one for Matt Holliday, plus the hit by Yachty, plus the run that just scored. So Yachty's on second with 1 away, 2 away. Brings up Skip Schumacher. It's coming off of his card. RN 31. That's going to be another double. So back to back to back doubles. That's going to drop him by 2. 1 for the hit and 1 for the run that's going to score. Yadi and Merlini comes all the way around. And now we've got us a ball game here. A tie ball game going into the 4th inning here. 2 runs across. That brings up the pitcher. But we can't have that, so we are going to... St. Louis is going to have a pinch hitter come in. And in this case, it's going to be John Jay. I don't know. No, it's not going to be John Jay, actually. Let me think twice about this. Who shall it be? Runner on second, Alan Craig's going to come in. Alan Craig. How many of you out there remember Alan Craig? He was like so good for like 2 seasons and then just like fell off the planet. I think he plays in the minors somewhere if I'm not mistaken, but like he had like a big contract. The Cardinals signed him to a big contract, and then I think he traded him to actually Boston had him for a little while there, as I recall. I'm not sure if he went to anywhere else, but man, he like fell off the planet. So Alan Craig's going to come in and pinch hit. And he'll be off against Tim Schaefer here. So wind up in the pitch PB 7. So it's coming off of Craig. Craig's got some power. 35 to 43 is a home run. Let's see. RN number is 12. 12 is a single. 1BF. That's an infield. That's what that stands for. It's a single to the infield. F. 1BF. But we got to check our chart on the 1BF. I don't need that. Got too many things open. I don't know. He can stay open. I don't need you open right now. So let's check out our... Let's check out our base running strategies. So on second... Oops, wait a minute. On second, or I'm sorry, on first was Skip Shoemaker with a single. So first base. Let's see. In this game, if there are two outs, does that matter? Use his chart off every hit. Yada yada yada. Runners advance. Yada yada yada. So we got a runner on first. Hit to the outfield. Runner on first. No, it was actually not hit to the outfield. That's right. It was a 1BF. That's an infield hit. So on the infield hit, runners just take one base and only one base. So Alan Craig gets a hit. It's going to drop him down to a 3 as well. And we got Skip Schumacher on second, Alan Craig on first. That brings up Ryan Terrett. Does San Diego want to make a pitching change? Runners on first and second. I think they will try and get him out of the inning. There is 2 outs, so let's see. PB number is 8, so it's coming off of Terrett's card. RN number is 37. That's a hit by pitch, and the bases are loaded. Hit by pitch, bases loaded. I believe that knocks his rating down. So, bases loaded here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Already 2 runs across. And that's it for Tim Schaefer. His day is done. Goodbye, Mr. Schaefer. He is going to be replaced by Luke Gregerson is coming in for San Diego. Luke Gregerson. There he is. Look at that. All ready to go. Those cards are just waiting to go. So bases loaded. Luke Gregerson is only a 6 here. Luke Gregerson against Colby Rasmus. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put him. Here's the PB number. He is a 2-7. So wind up in the pitch. It is a 6. So it's coming off of Gregerson. RN number is 48. 48 is just an out. So it doesn't matter what the out is. We don't check for errors on the off the pitcher card. So they get out of the inning. That is 3 more hits. That brings them up to 7 and 2 more runs for the Cardinals. After 4 complete, we got us a tie ball game, 3-3. I can just put his card behind there. That's fine. All right, Carpenter is not coming out. His day is done. And we need some replacements for him. That's going to be, who's coming in for Carpenter? We're going to bring in Manuel Bautista. Manuel Bautista? Sure, we'll go with that. All right. I can't remember if Will got the last out or not. Can't remember. Usually I don't flip it, so I'm assuming he did. All right, we'll see what happens. According to Baseball Reference, Craig's best season were 2011 to 2013. He played 36 games for the Boston Red Sox in 2015, his last season in the show. Does it show what he's doing now? I think, I knew in 2016 he was in the minors, so he might have gave up after that. I don't know. Yeah, it's a shame. Cardinals could use him like comeback right now or something. Yeah. So Alan Craig's 2011 to 2013. He was just a big guy, had a lot of power, ran the bases pretty good, and made pretty good defense there. But yeah, I think he got all that money and got fat and lazy. I don't know, though. Don't quote me on that. Don't send him after me. All right, here we are in the top of the fifth. He's got an SR of 10. He's almost like a starting pitcher almost. He's a long reliever, that's for sure. Good call by Mike Matheny to put him. Actually, at this point, 2011, it would still be the Hall of Famer. Oh my gosh, Tony La Russa, the Hall of Famer. Who could almost forget? Jason Bartlett versus Manuel Bautista. PB number is Z. Z is a crazy, crazy thing. Oh my gosh, we got a Z rating. I didn't think we'd come across a Z. So let's look at the Z chart. These are like rare plays. So we're going to roll a number and then we're going to come up with a number. All right, so we got to go back and get into the number. So we're looking at the RN number is 45. All right, so let's find out. 45 is right here. Batter fouls pitch off his ankle, must leave game immediately. Check for injury. Okay, excellent. So Jason Bartlett. I need to keep this over here. Jason Bartlett is playing what position? He is playing shortstop. So it looks like they're going to have to bring in a new shortstop. In 2012, he had 22 home runs and batted .307. Yeah, so he was nothing to sneeze at. He was a good player, Alan Craig. So shortstop, Jason Bartlett out, which is going to mess me up. Because now I've got to find a new player to bring in. San Diego. Let's see. They did not bring any. Let's see. We're going to have to look through some of the cards to see who we can bring in. Alberto Gonzalez is coming in. Good old Alberto Gonzalez. He plays second base. He plays a bunch of positions. Oh, no, he needs to play shortstop. Sorry, wait a minute. He does play shortstop as well. He's got an E1, which is pretty good. Alberto Gonzalez. All right, we'll bring in Alberto Gonzalez here. So we're going to bring him into the lineup. Paste him in there. We're going to take out Jason Bartlett. And now we got to rename him so that he shows up in the 2 spot. And now I got to close this window out and bring him back up. All right, so a lot of extra work there, but all that for that rare play. But this way you guys can see how rare plays are handled. It's just basically a Z number comes up, you roll the next number, and then you look on your chart, and all kinds of crazy, silly things can happen. Mostly injuries, though. It's mostly injuries or like weather delays, things like that. I'm sure there's probably maybe like fights or something too, but all right. So Manuel Bautista, Alberto Gonzalez. It's an 11, so it's coming off of Gonzalez. 26. Gonzalez gets himself a double. God damn, I can't remember what happened here. Venerable, what happened with Venerable? I think this is the first batter, actually. So Gonzalez with the hit. So that is going to be a 9. He's going to drop down to a 9. And we check for an error here. 26 is going to be a double. So roll. It's opposite field, too. We got to roll for error. No error. Okay, so Gonzalez on second. Orlando Hudson. That's why I have to keep track, because when I have those delays, putting pitchers in, moving players in different positions, I forget what's going on in the game. But it slows everything down when you got to keep score and everything. So All right, so Orlando Hudson. So we need a BB number of 10, so it's coming off an Orlando's card, RN of 73. That's an out. What kind of out is it? He's going to be a left-handed normal hitter, LN. It's a G6A. Uh-oh, G6A. And we had a runner on first. Is that a double play? G6A? G6A is going to be with a runner on first. It's a 6-3, and the runner from first goes to second. G6A. Wait a minute. No. Yeah, he was. What am I thinking? He was on second. G6A, and he was on second. So it's a 6-3, and the runner from second goes to third. All right, so there, that makes a little bit more sense. So our Hudson's out. First out of the inning. And Orlando Hudson goes from second to third. That brings up Ryan Ludwig. Here's the BP number, 10. So it's coming off of Ludwig, and the number is 78. That is an out. And what kind of out is it? It is he's an RN. That's a G4A. While I'm thinking about it, we should roll for an error as well. It's no error. Okay. So it's a G4A on our out chart. Let's see. G4A with a runner on third. I'll just assume they were back. So it's a 4-3 plus third to home. Plus third to home means plus. If they're a D or E, they're going to hold. Everyone else will score. Or let's see, who was on? Or Gonzalez was on. He is an E, so he's actually going to hold. So Gonzalez holds the third on Ludwig's little dribbler. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep some score next time. Yeah, all right, whatever. So that is 1 out, 2 outs. Oh, that's the third out. So yeah, it didn't matter. Haha. All right, but they got one more hit. No runs across, though. And that brings up Albert Pujols against Luke Gregerson. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Here's the PB number. It is a CD. No, a CD. That's going to be crucial defense. We're going to find out who the crucial defense is against. He is a RP. So we're going to draw another card and see where the ball was hit. It was hit to the center fielder. So we've got to check the CD of the center fielder. We need a number. Let's get the number right now. Here it comes. That is an 85. So we're going to look at the CD. Why do I not have that open? I got like every window open in the planet but the one I need. Nope. Yes, because this only goes, this doesn't have the right one. I need to get that CD for you guys. So center fielder, and we rolled an 81. I'm sorry, outfielder, 81. We got to find out his CD value for Cameron Maben. So Ludwig. Maben is... His CD value is a 1. Okay. All right, so we look under the 1 column. We rolled an 81. This is an outfielder, a 1. He rolled an 81. We check this right here. So it's a deep fly off the wall. The fielder goes for the ball in quickly. It is a T4-T6 single. T4 to T6. Single. All others double. Runners advance 2 bases. T4 to T6 single. I don't know what that. I don't even know what that means. Deep fly off the wall. Fielder goes for the ball in quickly. Gets the ball in quickly. T4 to T6 single. All others double. Runners advance 2 bases. I don't know what the T number is. So we're just going to assume that is a double. So that's going to be a double. Actually, what am I doing here? Wait a minute. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It should be over on this side, right? Or did I forget? No, we just did the top. I am really confused. I guess I needed my scorecard. All right, well, I think that is good. I just I wanted to get some practice in. I think what's screwing me up is these generic cards I have that, again, you can download card sets. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of different things. But based on the card set you download, like this one here, it's got like, looks like more information, I guess. Is that more information? OBR. Let's see, let's compare. OBR, SP, HR, CD, a sack, an injury. No, I guess this set doesn't have any either. But like if we go to the lefty-righty splits, which I really, if you know anything about me, you know I love my lefty-righty splits. See, here's like versus left-handed versus right-handed. Here's their, remember we didn't have the BD rating? Remember the BD rating that had popped up a couple times and we didn't have that on the one Yachty or Molina? We didn't have the DB rating on the cards, and they're supposed to have the DB rating on the cards. And the other thing is, that's really screwing me, the pitchers. If we look at the pitchers, they're supposed to have what card number they use, or they're supposed to have, like some of the sets will actually have the numbers on the side. But I don't see that on this set either. Starts, relief. Not sure. Not sure about that. Let's go and look at like this set. Let's see what's in this set. Yeah, I don't know. I just have to. I guess I just have to spend a little bit more time. I guess the issue, and maybe somebody will correct me in the chat if they're watching afterwards, or maybe one of you guys know, is I know there is like version 2, version 3, version 4, and each different version uses different stats and kind of adds things to the game and stuff. So if your cards are built for like version 2, but you're using like version 3 charts, I guess that could be like an issue. I'm assuming, I don't know. But like, see, this doesn't have any of the PB numbers. It doesn't tell me what card the pitcher uses to bat with. How do I know? How do I know? If I go to, let's go to a National League team here, say, I don't know. Oh, here's something. What's this? See, like these are old old charts, right? So, wish I could help. It's been 10 years and a lot of Guinness since I played Status Pro. Yeah, I've watched, and everyone I've watched online has got just these like generic cards. Nothing fancy like with lefty righty splits and everything. But I know there's updated. Look, these are look like old. So the BD rating. See, this is different than what we were looking at. The BD rating combines this number with the pitcher's PB. Example: if your BD is -3 and the pitcher is 2-7, reduce the PB to 2-4 for this at bat. So is there? Oh, here's the BD rating right there. Okay, well, that explains a little bit. But that's not what it said. Remember what it said in the rules when I looked up the rules? It said that it would have the BD like this. It would have down at the bottom, it would, let's look at, it said it would, no, that's not what I want. I don't want pitchers, I want the batters. It said in the rule book that I was looking at, it would have your BD rating chart at the bottom of your card. So without playing the different versions, it's hard for me to know, like this card here is fine. It's just I didn't know what to do with that because it wasn't like a little chart based on the rules. So I'll have to read some more while I'm on vacation and just try to, yeah, I think everybody I've seen play online has been using like version 2, baseball demos. I guess, that's the version that comes in the box. If you buy it from like eBay or something, you're going to get like version 2. But, um, you know, if you didn't watch the beginning of the video, I talked about you can buy a lot of Status Pro seasons um, offline, and they're about 10 to 15 bucks a season. And a lot of them say like comes with version 3 and the rules and all the charts for version 3. So if I got something like that and I knew my cards were version 3 and I knew the rule books were and I had all the charts for version 3 and they come as all a PDF, which is what I use anyway, so that'll be a good setup. So I guess I'll have to try that. I'll order a few sets. I'll order some of the updated version 3 material, which is probably all of this. I mean, this is all like version 3. Because if you look at, if we go into base running chart, here's our one base running chart, right? Let's compare side by side. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is like one version of the base running chart. Now if I go into my other, and I go into base running here, oops, just trying to minimize this stuff out of the way so you guys can see. Okay, so that's the same. Single to left, runner in first. Okay, that's fine. But if I look at, oh, what am I looking for? Let's see, is this the same one? Yeah, that's the same one. Okay. So like version 3 here that I downloaded, if I look at the rule book here, yeah, see it says BD clutch hitting with man on base. Chart at the bottom of the Bottom's card. That's why we didn't get to use it, because this is version 3 of the rule book. If we go back to version 2 and I look at the rules, hopefully it'll be the old version of the rules. No, this is not the old version. I have to go to this one here. I bet you this is the second edition. If the PB result is a number, check the pitcher's PB, blah 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 blah. All right, if it's a BD, flip a new fact and consult a random number while referring to the clutch batting charts on the board. Well, I don't have the board, so this random number should be cross-referenced with the BD value of the current batter and the results determined. This result should be implied immediately. This procedure should only be implemented when there are men on base. Anyways, I'll look it over. I do think Status Pro is a good system. I think you can literally fly through a game and maybe, and even on the computer, if you're doing like cards yourself, I mean, you can get a game done, I would think, in a half hour. I mean, boom, boom, boom. You just flip card, flip card, flip card. Especially if you've played a few games, you know what all the results are. You don't need to look at the charts. I think that would be, you know, very, very fast. Because I mean, it's just three or four cards you're gonna flip over. You're gonna roll this. You're gonna get a PB number. You're gonna roll this. You're gonna get a number, and you're gonna look at that either on the one card or the other card. And if you have the charts printed out, you can just look at the charts while you're doing all this. I might not have these on the screen for you guys because it's a lot of, bringing it up, minimizing it, moving it out of the way. I might just tell you what the result is. Might be the best way to do it. And I think it's cool. I like the system. And not only that, but it is, for you guys that don't know, this system is actually inspired two other systems. So Status Pro went out of business in, what was it, 1994, I think it was, or whatever. And so they stopped making anything. And so I don't know how many of you out there know about this. I want to show you this. So if you guys are interested, you should check this out and make sure that you know that I'm the one that told you about it. It's called the Internet Baseball League. League. The Internet Baseball League, www.ibl.org. And this is all free, my friends. This is all free. They basically took the Status Pro system and they created their own little, obviously, internet league with it. And they were using Status Pro until Status Pro went out of business. So then they decided, hey, what we should do is just make our own system. Use Status Pro, but we'll come up and we'll keep adding to it and changing it and everything. And so they have. And so if we look at their cards, you will see you can download cards. Here is the 2016 card set here. And here's all of the card sets. So like I said, they were using it in 1996, and they decided, well, Status Pro went out of business. What are we going to do? We're going to continue using it, but we're going to make our own changes to it. And so now they're in 2017, and if we look at said cards, boy. Where is... So here's about the game. Here it is. Here's some... I'm just trying to find the information. Wonder if I have to be logged in because I downloaded all their really cool cards and um, I wonder if you have to be logged in to be able to see that stuff. Uh, okay, let me log in real quick. I can't show you guys what my login is though. Yeah. Log in. Yeah. What? Go back. Link to my account. Thank you. Hello. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I don't remember what it is. What username? What? Yeah, Beatles Eternally, he says he's at the site now. He's looking at a ton of good stuff. Yeah, all their season files are free. They don't charge for anything. You can actually join their. I wish I could download the damn thing, but it's asking me to log in, connecting with my Facebook account. Create a new account. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. Oh, that, yeah, see, it tells me it's already been, I have, link to my account. I wish I could show you the guys this because it's super good. Bullshit. Username. What's, so I think you have to put your, don't you have to put your email in there? I think. All right, you son of a bitch. Let's see if I can link over with some other account here. Stupid Facebook. See if I can log in with Google. All right, sorry. So I'll bring this over back to you guys now. Let's see here. Blah 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 blah. I think I'll be able to. You'll be able to see things now. I think you actually have to have logged in. Yeah. See, there we go. So here is an index of all of their files right there. So from 1996 all the way to 2017. You can get on there, and here is their cards, all in PDF, their batter cards, all of their charts, all their park cards, all their pitcher cards, everything. If we go to look at the batters cards, here's what they look like. There we go. So again, I think it's based on the Status Pro system when they went out of business. You can see it's basically left-handed versus right-handed, and you roll the dice. And if it's 1 to 499, it comes off the. You roll 3 dice, 3 10-siders. You roll 3 10-sided dice, and so if it's a 0 to 499, it comes off the batter card. And if it's a 500 to 999, it comes off the pitcher card. You have power versus left-handers, power versus right-handers, infield, outfield, fly power, run, stealing, jumps, bunts, durability, injury, clutch hitting, yada yada yada. So, and of course, here's all their tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of players. If we go back, let's look at the charts. So again, they do have charts. Not too many. Come on, come on, come on, come on. What the hell are you doing? Download. You guys broke it. You guys broke my internet. Oh my God. I can't believe it. You guys broke my internet. What the hell is wrong? It definitely, something happened. Doesn't like that, that's for sure. Let's close out. So what was that? It was internetbaseballleague.org. There we go. Yeah, so they have their own league. You can join their league. They play their games. They use their own baseball game. They create their own super cool rules. They've updated it every year. Let's see. Let's go. Where am I going here? Stats, injuries. No, I'm looking for cards. That's what I'm looking for. And I'll go here. So here's the changes they added this year. Uh, they set total range plays to 10% of balls in play. Added more accurate dispr- distribution of balls in play. Improved sanity check and home run numbers and power rankings. Higher regressive of low PA splits. And add length and long suspension to specials. Charts, they fixed the H&R advancement rules, now explicitly state for all second base results. Clarifies that weather must be cloudy for participation rule. Pitchers use a relief on short rest, uses lower RB batting factor, etc., 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 blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, they're always updating it and changing things, and super cool. Here's like all their different park charts. I mean, there's like detailed statistical analysis you guys could spend hours and hours getting into and checking out. It's awesome. In fact, I was actually looking at doing this game as opposed to Status Pro, but there isn't any fact cards flipper for me, which is okay because it uses dice. But it was going to be a lot of work to try and cut out all the, not cut out all the cards, but make all my special cards that I can use. And I don't know. It was a one or the other. I decided it would just start with Status Pro Baseball. But man, this looks really, really in depth. I mean, just tons and tons of cool stuff. Best of all, it's all free. But with that in mind, keep in mind they're doing this for their own, their own purposes. So like they don't have like, they only go back to 1996 because that's when they started using the system, was 1996. So they don't they're not in it to like, let's make the 1980 seasons and sell them online or anything like that. So oh yeah. It wasn't Status Pro. That's right. They used Pursue the Pennant. That's right. That's right. It wasn't Status Pro. It was Pursue the Pennant. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so I mean, interesting. If you have anything from 1996 to 2007 and you're interested, you should definitely check it out. It is really, really good. I mean, really in depth. That's Internet Baseball League. And like I said, you can actually get on their website, become a member, and do all their super cool stuff they do on their game. There's fatigue systems and injury systems and wild play charts. Let's look at the wild play chart. Should we? Should we look at a couple charts? I tried to load the charts, but something happened. So let's see if we can get to these charts again. Let's look at some charts. Let's see if these charts will load this time. Last time it crashed like halfway through. Okay, there it goes. I was going to say, did it do it again? So here's the different results, and then, like if it's runner on first and second, and you got an HG result, then it tells you what to do. And we can zoom in actually. Plus, 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 plus. So if you got an HG, so that's a hard grounder, first and second, runner on first, and it's out on second. On an HG, see below, otherwise better out on first, runner on second to third, and it basically tells you what had happened, and you got. Let's see what else they have. They have all kinds of cool things, really in depth. So here's the different results. Here's the error charts. There's the error charts. What else they have? Jump charts, stealing charts, bunting charts, wild pitch and pass ball charts, pitcher fatigue charts, infield range charts, charts and more charts, outfield range charts, park effect charts. They'd even do like something pretty cool where you have like this is really cool actually. I'll show you this. So let's just take Cincinnati's example because that's the one that was in the actual rule book. If you look at Cincinnati here, and if you hit a ball to right field, it shows you how high like the wall is. You need like a 7 or higher for the ball to clear the wall, or for your outfielder to kind of jump up and grab it and take and rob a home run. But you also, before the game starts, you come in here and based upon the month and the stadium, you might have a crosswind or no wind or a slight wind. So in this case, right field might be a 7 for Cincinnati normal, but if you have a straight wind, it goes to a 5, and if you have a crosswind, it goes to an 8. One way or the other. The wind affects the distance and everything, and based where it's hit. So when you hit a so like you don't hit what they call a home run. What you do is you hit a deep fly. And when you hit the deep fly, you roll to see which direction it goes. It's either going to go left field, left center, center field, right field, left, right field, or right, whatever that is, like RFL, whatever that one would be. And so then you got to figure out based upon you go back and you look at your hitters power ranking against the pitcher, and it might be like, say, a 10. And then you got to figure out, well, if he's hitting it to left center field and we're in Baltimore, he needs a 12. But maybe the wind might adjust that left or right. The other thing is, like, if you're hitting it down the line, like this, it's left field line and this is right field line. If you hit it down the lines, you roll on another chart and it might actually hook foul instead of going, right foul line. Thank you, Beatles. That's the right foul line and the left foul line. So if you hit it down the line, it might actually hook foul instead of going out. So like in a lot of games, you just roll and it's like, oh, he hit a 2-run home run. In this game, you got to actually figure out like the distance and the wind direction if you're playing in a stadium that has wind direction. Like Tampa Bay doesn't. So you can see it's just a 13 to left field, or 15 to left field, a 16 to left center field. And so yeah, they got a lot of really super good ideas. Here's all your different wind effect charts. I mean, it's just pages and pages of good stuff. Here's your wild plays. It definitely looks like an awesome system. If I had more time and I wasn't going on vacation next week, I bet I would be playing this quite a bit for you guys and checking it out. But I figured I would show you this before I left so you guys could check it out. Beatles Eternally is saying these dudes are serious. That's true. Just looking at their website, it's like really well done, and they have. I got nothing but the highest. I mean, just look at they go in and they actually tell you everything that they're doing and why they're doing it. And if you look at our stats here, here's an example of Justin Verlander. And if these are his stats. We take 80% of his mean average and 90% of his second highest, and then we're going to get his average based upon all these stats. So Justin Verlander's starting pitching fatigue is going to be a 32. I mean, it goes in and it tells you, like, seriously, step by step, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and yeah, it's just awesome, awesome stuff. I just happened to come across this one day, like a day or two ago. And so I was downloading all their super cool stuff. They got a new pitcher fatigue rest system. These guys are serious into this, and I had never heard of it, and nobody else had ever mentioned it to me. So yeah, I mean, for baseball simmers like Al, Red Sox fan, Beatles eternally, um, who else? Ken Castro and Statomatic Delaware, Higher Ground Gaming, everyone out there. I mean, for all of us not to have come across this and been like, wow, this is some really good stuff. So, anyways, I think it's definitely, yeah, I mean, you can join their mailing list. Uh, if I could show you one last thing before playing instructions. Here we go. Here's the playing instructions. This is it. I mean, it's not difficult. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's it. So it's not that hard. Basically, you're going to be rolling the dice and you're going to be looking at the cards. There's a lot more to it, obviously, than just that. But sometimes you're going to be using some of their charts. Stealing, they go into explanation on how to steal and the base running and bunting and wild pitching. So definitely going to be checking out this, downloading some seasons. Everything's included. And like I said, I mean, it's all free stuff. You just become a subscriber. And you can download this stuff yourself, print it out, and try it out. I mean, it's basically, I'm sorry, it wasn't Status Pro. It was Pursue the Pennant, I think is what we decided it was. One of the games. It wasn't Status Pro, but it was when whatever game system went out of business, blah, 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 they decided as a internet baseball league that they were going to continue using the system, but they're going to improve it and make changes to it based upon their players' wants and desires. And everything, I think, is really, really good. I mean, I look forward to trying this out. I mean, you can tell which ones are hits and which ones aren't the hits. I think the ones in the bold are like hits. Obviously, you got the lefty righty matchups going on. Down here gives you his stats, I believe. So 148 versus left, which means 148 results here will get you a hit versus right-handers 566 results, which doesn't quite make sense because maybe that's, oh no, those are their numbers up here. I'm sorry. Up here it tells you versus left-handers he has 151 numbers here that will get him a hit. 251 was something and 277 was something else. But against right-handed pitchers, he only gets 131 hits. So I mean, you can look here and say, oh, he's better versus lefties, obviously, because he gets more chances of hit. So something like that. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Done messing around. Got to introduce you to the Internet Baseball League. I got you to see some Statis Pro baseball, which I still think is super cool. I just need to figure out how to streamline it for myself a little bit. Maybe print out the charts, have them here, so I'm not flipping them up and down, whatever. But anyway, St. Louis and San Diego was 3-3. Thanks all for joining me. I'm going to be gone for a week. I won't see you guys till next Sunday. Everyone have a good week till I get back. We'll see you then. Take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. Have fun. Take care, and we'll see you next Sunday.